Hi, friends. Welcome back to Shut Up, Tell Me More. Today's guest is someone who has made such a serious mark in the beauty world. She's known for her glam transformations, her unique eye for style, and her viral presence as Glossip Girl. She's worked with some of the most recognizable faces in her 20 years as a makeup artist. She's worked with brands such as Bravo TV, ABC, TLC. She's worked with Madison Beer, BB Rexa, and that is just to name a few. She is truly an expert in her field. I'm so excited to welcome Judi Gabbay to the show. Hi, Judi.
Thank you so much for having me. It's honestly an honor, and I'm so excited.
I am so excited. Your work is impeccable. Like your
Oh, thank
Instagram
you.
is just so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I want her every day in my house to do my glam. Like your clients are incredibly lucky.
Thank you. I have makeup will travel, and I do travel often. So
Yes, we're gonna get in.
whenever you need me.
Uh, I will take that to the bank. Um, Before we get into your career, though, what is something unexpected outside of makeup that people would be surprised to hear about you?
I used to fly planes.
That's incredibly cool. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. I was going for my pilot's license when I was in my kind of like, I guess, my mid 20s.
Oh, wait. So were you doing makeup at that same time?
I was, but not nearly as busy as I was now. I mean, I was definitely busy, but then there's kind of like seasons when it comes to makeup. There's gala season, and then there's wedding season, and there's award season. So there are times where you can kind of just like do your own thing on the side. Like yesterday, I had a day off for the first time in probably 3 weeks, so that was great. But it depends on it always depends on the season.
Wait, so that's incredible. So were you on your way to get your license? Did you get your license?
I did not get my license. It turns out that I'm a very good flyer.
Uh huh.
I land and I take off amazing, but when it comes to direction, your girl does not have any sense. And I was like, great with a co-pilot, obviously, and then alone, I was just like, I don't know if I want to like fly a plane by myself. It's gonna
Oh
give me
my
anxiety.
God. Yeah, I would say so. So when you fly now, are you like, I know exactly what's going on? Like if you
I
feel
do not fly
turbulence.
anymore. No, no,
No,
no, I
not
don't
when
fly
you
anymore at
fly,
all.
but like when you go in an
Oh,
airplane, like when you physically like
no,
go somewhere.
because it's different. Like you're flying on a commercial plane versus like what I was flying with Cessnas. So they were smaller planes.
Oh my gosh. Well, before we get into
Yeah.
makeup, I want to ask one more question about that. Is landing really like the scariest, most serious part?
No, it's not scary at all. I think what's scary I mean, for me, what's scary is just direction. My co-pilot would be like, "You see that white dot over there?" And I'm like, "No."
Like the
And
white
he'd be
dot
like,
in the
"You
sky?
can't." Yeah, like a white, like you see, we're gonna go north, or like you have to read this little clock that showed you where to go. Like I even forgot the terms at this point, but it was so intense that it scared me. And I even in a car, I still ways to get
Yeah.
anywhere.
I've
So
been going to the studio for months and months and months. I still map it every time. Like it's mortifyingly embarrassing. It's been okay. So we're in September. I've been coming to the studio since January, and I'm still like put it in every time. Like I feel you on that. In a plane, I'd be a disaster. Like there's no hope.
there's no hope for me at all. Like honestly, the best thing that I could have done was told everybody like, "Hey guys, I think I'm gonna stop right here."
Yes,
But
yeah.
thank you so much for your time.
You're like, I'll see myself out, but it gave you like such a fun fact to tell people about. So I love
Yeah,
that. And the
yeah,
fact that you were
one
even
fun
willing to
fact.
try. You are so, so incredible. How did you get into the makeup world and build this incredible brand that you have?
I started really young. I think that for me, a huge blessing was knowing that I had the passion for it since I was super young. Whereas I talk to people all the time, through clients or friends or on set, and some people just either fall into their careers or they don't even know what they want to do yet, or they're like, I'm not sure, I'm still figuring it out. And for me, I was super young, and I was like, this is what I'm doing. I know it's what I want to do. Actually wanted to be always in television. I wanted to be um, either an actor or a singer or do makeup. And now I kind of like am in that world, but have a little bit of everything,
Oh, that's so
which is
cool.
nice.
I love that. You are. That's a rare thing to like have a childhood dream and actually live it out. Did you used to play in
Yeah.
makeup as a little girl?
Oh my God, I stole my mom's makeup my whole life. It's all I did was go into her bedroom, and she had this amazing vanity full of Chanel and like Givenchy, like literally everything that she could buy, I would steal. And she'd be like, "Where's my quad?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like as a 4-year-old, you know?
You're like, what's a quad? Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cute. I love that. Have you heard about the whole Sephora Kids trend that's going on?
I have. I was one of them in like,
Okay, so
the
it doesn't
early
all turn out bad.
2000s. No, but I think these days it's very different. I think for us growing up, like we didn't really have Sephora as I guess approachable as it is now. There's like a lot of Sephoras, but we had department stores, so I'd go to Macy's on a Sunday with my friends, and Lancome Juicy Tubes was like a thing, and my dad would give me $20 for the entire day, like eat lunch,
Yes.
buy yourself something, and come home. And I would spend like all 20 on this stupid Juicy Tube that didn't even like I needed to have every color, you know?
Of course, yes, but at least you weren't doing like when I was younger, I was doing brown. You'll love this brown liner with like a frosty filler. Like it was quite the look. It was a monkey's asshole, actually. Going back to Housewives, that was what I used to wear all the time in
Oh
middle school.
god.
So it was a look for sure.
I
Did,
forgot who said that. Who
oh,
said
it was
that? Just
Jennifer Aiden. I'm like, I will tell you exactly where she was. So she was sitting at the table. It was Jennifer Aiden. Yes.
but who Jennifer said it or Jennifer it was said to
Oh,
Jennifer?
it was sent to Jennifer. You're right. Was it Margaret? Probably my girl Margaret, who I like love
Probably.
endlessly. You're right.
It
This
sounds
is
like a Margaret thing to say.
you're so right. Okay, good. You're a Bravo historian. You do a ton of Bravo celebrities. Do you watch
I
the
do,
shows
but I
as
don't
well?
watch the show. I never watch the show. Dolores makes fun of me. She's like, You haven't seen last night's episode?" And I'm like, "I don't even have cable." Like if I watch because I love all the girls, like they're friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So watching them fight with each other, I get major anxiety. Like I don't want to know the drama. I just want to know like my individual friendships with them, like, as they are. I don't want to see people in certain lights, I guess.
Yeah. Can you tell me like who in the Bravo sphere you've done?
Yeah, I've worked with Dolores for the past couple of years. I've worked with Melissa Gorga for a period. Who else? I've worked with Siggy Flicker. That was my first Bravo-ish client that
Yeah.
I worked with. Was back in the day. And who else have I worked with? I've worked with Jennifer Aiden. They're all really great. I love them all, honestly.
That is what I always hear. First of all, I love Jersey, so that's like right up my
Oh,
alley. But yes, you
oh, you
always
must
hear
be sad that we're on pause.
I'm beyond, beyond. Like anyone that's listening to the podcast is like, oh, enough with talking about, but I can't stop. Like I just need to know how we're gonna end this and like grieve whatever's lost and celebrate whatever is new because I am so ready for this. Like I miss them. I feel like they are my friends and I'm like, where's the familiarity on my screen? But Miami's doing a good job filling the void. So yeah, but it's hard. It's hard out here for Jersey fans.
Are you in Miami primarily?
I'm close to Miami. So I'm based in like Palm Beach. I record in Boca. So it's close enough. Yeah. I'm always like South
Makes
Florida.
sense.
So yeah. Yeah. So I get the whole vibe, but I watch everything on Bravo. Like it's kind of insane. Like I love it to a level that is not normal, I feel. But it's great. I love it. And it gives me like something to chat about in the pod. And all roads lead back to Bravo. So there you have it.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice BravoCon this year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be going, but it's going to be great, I'm sure. Because I think we did we skip last year?
We
I
did.
think we skipped last
We
year. Yeah.
did. We did. And now it's back and it's in Vegas and it should be so good. And I hear like they're all coming for certain people already. They're planning it out. So it's going to be entertaining for sure. How did you make that jump from doing like makeup in stores and doing for private clients into celebrity world and red carpet?
I get this question a lot. I think for me, it was like paying my dues, and it's 20 years, and I still feel, paying your dues is ideal and will help a lot when it comes to growth in any business. You're never stopping to learn. You're always continuing learning. You're always going to move forward. You're always trying to pick up new clients or, collaborate with new brands and things like that. I did a lot of test shoots when I was younger, and I remember growing up and having other friends of mine like in the industry who were starting out in hair. I would tell them like, "Oh, do you want to do hair for this test shoot with this model?" And they'd be like, "How much is it paid?" And I'm like, "It's not this, these are the things that are going to build your book to get to an agency to then get to more clients." And a lot of times people in my industry, and I was super young, making very little money at the time, and they would still be like, "Nope, if it's not paid, I'm not doing it." And to this day, I feel like a lot of that work on set and with photographers and doing, you get different opportunities when you meet new people, and kind of just like always keeping that network open, I
Yeah.
think is really important too, but also like, it's funny. I used to assist for an artist. I used to assist for major celebrity artists, which also helped me kind of like learn on the job of knowing how to act on set, how to not act on set. And I had one celebrity artist that I worked with, and I asked her, I was super young. I said, like, how do you get the clients that you get? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean?
You're
I'm
like,
like,
"Where's
how
the
do you get them?
confusion?"
And
Yeah.
yeah, and she was like, you just do a good job and then you get referred. And I was like, is it that simple? And the truth is, it really is. It really is that simple. Like, I think a lot of times also the energy in the room is massive. So if you can come into a room and allow people to have their moments, like obviously I'm working with brides and with celebrities and with television, and there's so much stress and high pressure on these women on a daily basis. I have so many high profile clients that are dealing with like the world on their shoulders. And if you're that calm energy and you bring in that peace and that, they know that they're guaranteed to get up and look great and feel even better because you made them look even better, they're of course they're going to hire you again. It's like a no-brainer.
Yes, and I definitely felt that in the makeup chair as well. Do you feel like you take on people's energy though? Because like if you're sitting in front of someone and doing their face and their energy is just off, that's got to be very hard for you.
It was. I learned how to. I am a sponge. I'm a Virgo. I'm a sponge, and I'm a mediator and a fixer, and I love to make people feel good about themselves. So it's definitely very hard to not pick up on energies. But I've learned over the course of 20 years. I'm still working on it, but I got a lot better than what I was, in my younger years, to kind of just create this invisible barrier that like this is their day, it's their thing, and try not to eat it. But over the course of time, if there's clients, I've had clients who are on a consistent basis have really negative energy. And I'm just like, maybe it is affecting me and I can't work with them anymore. And that's okay too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have built up such an amazing brand, so you can make those choices. You mentioned before that you would go to shoots and it wasn't paid and it was to build your profile, which is so, so smart. At what point, though, do you say, okay, there is extreme value in what I do and I do need to charge? And how do you decide how much? Was that a struggle for you?
It is. I think it still is a struggle because even if you're really established and you've been working for a long time and you have all these things under your belt, there's always going to be, you know, a production that says, oh, here's the budget. And I think it's just knowing when you can separate, do I want to do it? Do I have to do it? Is it beneficial for me to do it? Or am I going to skip?
Yeah.
And I'm at a point, I'm in a very blessed point in my career where I can say, I'll skip it or I'll do it. And the bottom line is I have the choice.
That's the best. Your business mind has to be so on and so on point. How did you learn the business world?
I mean, I come from a family of business owners, and my mom worked growing up. I come from a very old school Middle Eastern background where women didn't really work, and my mom did growing up. So I think that just even having her in my life and seeing her build different businesses over the course of her life, it just was like, what do you mean? Of course you're going to work. Like, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah. And she supportive of you following your passion of makeup?
Thank God my whole family was very supportive. I think that, like, because also I knew from such a young age, and I started working in a makeup store when I was 13 years old, every summer until I could work full time.
It's amazing. You
This
were
is,
such a
yeah, it's
hustler
like,
from the jump.
yeah, you have to hustle. All my friends would be like, "What do you mean? Like, we're gonna go to sleepaway camp, or we're gonna do, be a CIT in camp, counselor in training." And I'd be like,
Yep.
"I am not gonna be a counselor. I'm gonna walk into a store." Walked into the one beauty store, and I grew up in a summer town, so in the winter it was kind of like dead,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
Amityville, and
Yeah.
then you in the summertime it was like totally popping and like 1,000 people just walking on the streets on a daily basis. So in this one store, I said like, "Hey, I want a job," and she was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 15. I
Ish.
lied.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "You can work here, but you have to work Sundays." And I was like, "No problem." And I used to ride my bike to the store every day, including Sundays, and just to be around for the product and understand it. And like, people started trusting me at a super young age. People would come in, women who were, older would come in and be like, "Oh, what hair product is great, or what makeup product is great, or where is this nail polish?" I remember there was this big wall of like Essie nail polishes. And just by like looking at it, I would like pick out like the color. And, they'd ask me for the specific color and I could just pick it out in 5 seconds.
I absolutely love that. That's such good advice. You think like kids today, if you have a kid who has a passion, like how important is it that you really feed into it and let them do it?
I think there's a certain extent. I mean, it depends, I guess, what the passion is, right, with any child. But I say, why not? Like, if they have a passion for something, and growing up, even as a kid, I remember this, and I was talking about this actually last week. My mom would bring us to Costco and buy for us like a big a big box of candy. And then she would say, okay, you're going to sell the candy around the block and we're going to teach you numbers. And she would say the box costs, let's say $10 and you have 36 pieces. And then it costs, us to, get to the store is this much or, whatever it was, the numbers that she would, make up to try to make us understand what a business was. And we literally go around the block and, okay, you're going to pay mommy back the $10 and you guys are going to split the profits.
Genius. How
Little
old were
things
you
like
when
that.
you were doing this?
7, like
That's
7 or
incredible.
8.
I love this. Like, I am going to put this into practice. It makes so much sense. And it's a great way for them to learn real life skills as opposed to like some of the things they learn in school and you're like, we're never going to use this again, but I'm going to make you study it anyways. Like, that is so smart. When you were growing Glossip Girl, was there like a tipping point where you went viral or where you're like, I'm actually like, this is my moment. I feel like I've made it?
I don't think so. I think I've had a lot of steady, slow and steady wins the race kind of with my business. But I was very busy for a long time working I was living in New York I was living in Brooklyn, New York, rather, for 8 or 10 years. And I would take clients out of my studio. Like I lived in a house and I made like a little mini studio in the house. And I took maybe like 10 clients a day nonstop, 5 to 6 days a week. And I realized, listen, there's a demand here for
Yeah.
me. And little by little, I started raising pricing. And then I said, you know what? I feel like if I stay here, I'm going to be kind of just like pushed down and not grow past a certain point. Like I'll hit this point and then I'll be busy and I'll be doing 10 people a day, 6 days a week for the rest of my life. But will I ever really grow or like work smarter, not harder? And the answer was no. And so I spoke to my parents and I was like, listen, I think I got to move to Manhattan.
Yes.
And so I just like, we rented my house out and I was so scared. I remember telling my parents, like, I might need help, like financially. You might need to like help me. Like, what am I
Yeah.
gonna do if I can't make it? And they were like, you're gonna be fine. And I was charging, I remember like half the rate that I'm charging now, and so scared that nobody was gonna bite.
Yeah. But you
And then I
did
said, what am I
it.
gonna do? Like walk back to Brooklyn with my tail between my legs and like, go back and be like, all right, guys, like I'll charge you like my very low rate still, and I'll slave 12 hours a day just to. But there was a lot of opportunities also that I was missing out on by taking all these weddings and taking these nonstop clients. There were things that I could be doing in production, which I love, and television, which I love, and music videos, and working with these. I have like so many clients now that are real business women that are making a difference in the world, and I'm a part of that day, and that to me is like the most majestic thing.
Yeah, if you're not there, the day doesn't happen. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, you are such an important part of everything that's happening. When you first made that move to the city, what was it like? Like, did you have a roommate? Like, what was the struggle like?
No roommate.
You just did it on your own.
No new friends. I didn't do it on my
No
own. My
new friends.
parents were definitely like, I was looking at apartments and then we found something that we can like, rent together. And then COVID hit right after. So they never came. And I was alone in this giant apartment by myself. But
Holy,
I
how did
created
you deal with that?
a lot of wine.
Yeah.
The wine
Yes.
helps.
You're like, I was going to become a sommelier, but then COVID ended. So thank God for that. Yeah, that had to be
Yeah,
crazy
just
because you
like
couldn't do
a
makeup
twist off
then.
with a straw. It was then you do a little bit of content and I was still working on content. I have a good friend named Jeff Tan who's a videographer. So I started kind of going into starting to film classes, which I never put out my first 3 classes that I filmed with him, but we actually started filming again together recently and I have another 6 that are coming out. So
You another 6?
yeah, the first 3, I also had a best friend who modeled for me, and she passed, and so I felt really, I guess, she's since passed since we filmed it, and I kind of felt like I don't even want to put that out there, so I just
Yeah.
kind of kept those for myself.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's so hard. Your classes, though, I want to talk about that. So they are pre recorded and then you could just watch them anytime?
Pretty much, it's pre-recorded, and you can have access to it for either a month or you can buy more access to it. And there's different types of classes. We have one called Modern Hollywood, which is a red carpet. People don't realize all these little tiny things. I have so many assistants that work for me that will ask me like, oh, like how does your picture look like that? Or why does it look like that? Because anybody can filter a photo, right? But if a client sees himself in real life, and I always say, you cannot shop a Getty image.
Yes.
These girls are going on a carpet, baby. Like you're gonna see what your work really looks like once you get that Getty image tag on on your social.
That's so true. It's crazy, and they will zoom right in too. Like, how
Oh,
many
girl, I've
photos have
done
I
it.
seen? Oh my god, you're like, I am the one that zooms. But yes, but you do it in a way to like improve your work. That's amazing. So the classes are for like normies like me, or are they for makeup artists?
I think to me, I get this question a lot. It's for anybody. If you want to use all the techniques, some of the techniques, it doesn't matter how many you use out of the classes. If you use any of them, your glam is going to be way better.
I'm signing up tomorrow. Like, I need this so bad
Yay.
because you know what happens? Like, things change, your face changes, trends change, and I'm like stuck with the same makeup. I'm a one trick pony and I don't know how to evolve. And then I like just become busy. So I definitely need to do this. And we're going to post a link so other people can too, because how you
Thank
look
you.
really does affect your day and how prepared you feel.
I agree 100%. And I think that's why you almost become like an insurance policy when you're a makeup artist, because if you're going to make, you can either make somebody's day or break their, like if you have bad glam and you hate the way you look, it's just the worst feeling in the world.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes. And I have been there many times where I've had to run home, wash my face off. Have you, in your early days, were there any like big makeup mishaps or like oopsie moments?
100%. I still have like, thank God, not nearly as often, but I had one moment where I had I had been an assistant for another makeup artist and I forgot half of my kit in Jersey. I was living in Jersey at the time and the wedding was in New York. And I remember driving in and oh my God, I had half my makeup. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to make it work. And all the girls that were at the wedding kept telling the main artist, like, I don't want the assistant. I only want you. But now that I'm thinking about it, I wasn't even assisting. I was like just as a team artist, like I was working as a team artist and they would not have me. They were like, I don't want her. She's terrible.
Oh my god. So how did you recover from that? That's such like a an ego blow.
Wine. I just told you wine.
You're
Everything
like,
is wine.
wine is the answer. Duh. Yes, but while you're drinking the wine, like then what happens? How did you like keep going the next day? Like that's so awful. Also, by the way,
No,
bridesmaids
it's
are some of the
garbage.
worst people on the planet. Like it really brings out the difficult in people.
I always say, listen, like you can make a mistake and I've made mistakes and I still make mistakes here and there, but like if you're not learning from it, then what's your mistake?
That's right. That's
You
right.
move forward. You guess what? For me, like now in my life, there's sometimes where I'm driving to a client and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna double check that I have, and I'll pull over the side of the highway and like double check my trunk because I'm so like crazy about did I leave something or did I bring this brush or did I forget that?
It's
You
so
have to
true.
be
You learn
aware.
from all of it. And it's so nice to
Yeah.
hear that because I think people see this amazing entity that you've created. They don't see the challenge. They don't see that there was those times where people were like, I don't want her to do my makeup, as opposed to like now where like people are beating down your door. On that note, you have made such an incredible team. It's not just you anymore. And you have this luxury brand. How do you make sure that your team represents you in the way that Glossip Girl should be represented?
I mean, I always double check every email and I always say like we are a luxury service. So like if somebody we answer right away, if you can't answer, I'll answer. We have to always be on top of everything. We always end off like every email with what do we say? We say here as always here for anything else you may need. And that includes like if I'm not available, then I connect to other, people that I know that I'm close with, other makeup artists, other hairstylists, photographers. I want my clients to feel like I'm a trusted source in everything. And that includes like if you're on set, if you're with high profile clients, if you're with certain people that you don't talk about the day. You don't come home and you say, "Oh my God, you want to hear what this reality star did while I was there?" No. Like there was there have been, I'm sure like the glam situation that happened, this last season with all of that drama. And it's like, I would never think to be a part of anything like that because I value my work so much. I don't want to be
Yeah.
involved in like let the girls they sign up for it, like let them do what they have to do. And I'm gonna be just like combing down a hair and making sure the eyebrows fluffed up. That's my job.
Yes. Wait, going back, which season are you talking about where there was glam issues?
There was glam issues. I mean, there's always glam issues. There was glam issues even a couple years ago where there's always a glam issue. We get very close to our clients, but
Mhm.
to me, I've never been involved in any drama. I don't want any drama. I just want to like My husband always says, like, "You paint and you come home."
Yes.
You
Yes.
go, you paint, you come home,
That's
and
so smart. That's so smart. That's why you are such a trusted source. Has there ever been a time where like a celebrity has called you and then or a reality star and then another one calls you and there's like competition for who gets your time?
of course, yeah. Even on reunions, that's happened.
Yes. So how do you work that out?
Well, now I sometimes I bring assistants with me to make sure that everybody gets attention,
Mhm.
but it's also I give attention. Like you know, you're there for the people, you're there for other people, and I'm okay with like I love being a service industry. I love being in service, and I think I'm perfect for it. And I love making people feel good. And it's not like coming from like oh, it's my job and I have to. It's like I genuinely want people to feel amazing, and I want them to feel confident. You know, I want to feel confident, right? Who doesn't?
Yeah. Especially and you make people feel beautiful, which is the ultimate gift that you can give them. And the fact that you're also like relaxing them inside is just everything. Because I know on set can get crazy. What's been your craziest on set moment that like you've been like, I don't know how we can pull this off, like time limit wise or the look that they were asking for?
I don't think nothing really comes to mind like off the top of my head, but I also been told I'm like human Xanax. So even if things are stressful, like I work very well under pressure and under stress, and I
So
don't ever raise my voice. Like I'm super monotone. I'm like this all the time. If I'm nervous, I'm like this. If I'm happy, I'm like this. If I'm scared, I'm like this always.
that's the best. I love that. And your team must appreciate that so much. How is it managing people though? Because that's when you're on your own, it's very easy to like get through things and make sure everything's done correctly. But how do you manage people in a way that again represents a brand?
There's been times where like I've had team members that have not done they've done specific things that I'm not super proud of that we have to like separate or kind of just part ways. And that's okay too, because there's growth and there's growth for everybody. If it's not me, it's for them, it's somebody else. And it's okay. It's okay to have growth. And I think it's okay to also, my aunt always says, you have to, you're not going to put, nobody else will put the value on you except for you. Nobody else is going to raise your value, right?
Yep. Yep. It's so
So
true.
if you're not growing your value and you're not showing people what your value is, and that's respecting boundaries of yourself, and that's respecting your business, and this is my baby, this is the first baby that I've ever had, right? This is something that I've been working on for 20 years and I'm going to be working on for the next 50,
Is
so
that crazy when you're like, it's been 20 years? Like, don't you feel like it was like 2 seconds ago that you started this?
it's just always been my life, since I'm 13 working in that store. I've been around it for my whole life, and I'm 37 now, so it's my whole life. It's just I feel like my whole conscious life of me being around in the world is just makeup.
That's so great. Like, it's amazing that you found this passion. When you are off, do you wear makeup? Do you like glam yourself constantly? Because it's like you have a superpower, really.
Never. I never glam. I'm always looking like a potato. I have like a baseball cap on and an oversized t-shirt, and I always walk in looking like a frazzled jogger, but
But I mean, I feel like that's you're there to work. So like you're showing up like that. That's hilarious. And by the way, you'd be the prettiest potato in the history of potatoes. So it's
there's some days I'm a mashed potato, some days I'm a french fry. It varies.
yes, yes. All various types. I love that. I have to ask you some glam secrets because I have an expert sitting in front of me and I want to know it all. What is the biggest trick or unexpected makeup tip that you can share?
Unexpected. This is gonna be a question. What's your most unexpected trick? Honestly, it's gonna sound crazy. If you have really oily skin,
Yeah.
milk of magnesia.
Okay, wait. What do you mean? Like taking it every day or what?
No, no, no. You put it on your face. You actually like use a disposable sponge or a brush. And it's nothing that you should do every day. Do
Okay.
not do this every day. But I have like even clients of mine who are like, oh, I used a different makeup artist. My makeup totally broke down after an hour. And listen, it could be anything. But I told her, she's like, I have a wedding and I'm doing my own makeup. What do I do? And I
Yes.
said, milk of magnesia. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, do you take it? Do you seem like you? You're like, do you shower with it? What do you do with it? And I said, you
Yes.
put it on
Yes.
your face. You literally just put it all over your face in the T zone. So like forehead, nose, like in here, and then on the chin. If you don't like shine on the chin, personally like shine on the chin. That's me. But if you're oily, then you obviously don't want to have any peek through. So
Yes.
you just put a little on and you take a fan, let it dry down, and you'll see a little bit of a white cast.
Okay.
you'll see more of a white cast the more product that you use, and you can take a velour puff or, I would suggest probably just a velour puff. The Laura Mercier one works great for this. You just buff off any excess white cast, and then you start your makeup, and that's how you have an oil-free face. A lot of drag queens will use this trick because it gives kind of the skin a very clean canvas to start with. So if there's any pores or anything like that, then you'll just cover it really easy with foundation because this acts as a barrier between your skin and the product.
I'm
And
obsessed
you
with
won't
this.
eat the product.
Wait, so okay, one, because I'm like, why can't I use it every day? Will it clog my pores?
It's not great to use it. And listen, it's not meant for that. So
Yes, yes. But I'm like extra. So I do a full beat often, which is like absurd, but I do. So I'm eating this up. This is the best tip ever. Is it like a liquid
well,
capsule that
let
you
me
just cut
ask
in half?
you.
Yes.
You no, it's not a liquid capsule. You can get like the Phillips bottle or like whatever pharmacy brands have it. A generic brand is fine as long as it's not flavored.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
get like the cherry or the mint. Just get the plain,
Yes.
the plain milk of
Yes.
magnesia.
We're not making a buffet here. But wait, it has to be liquid inside, right? Or are you chomping it up and then like
No,
making
it's
a
like
paste?
it's literally a bottle of liquid.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I'm totally
Yeah.
going to do this. This is amazing. Because I'm
But
like,
what's your problem? You tell me what your
okay,
specific skin problem or like face problem is that you want to get
yes.
help with, and I'm
Okay.
here.
I have two things. One, it is
Okay.
making my makeup last because I live in Florida and it's like we're in a bathtub. That is our environment. It's disgusting. And like we do a lot of things outside. So it's always separating. And then the second thing is I'm so lucky. I'm 40 years old. I have acne and fine lines. So
Yay.
yay me. I love it. So covering the acne sometimes is extremely hard. Like it's just impossible. So these are two things I need help with for sure.
Okay, so for me, pressing into the skin as opposed to using a brush with acne is always going to help. So you're going to use your damp beauty sponge. I love the Paw Paw blenders. They're my top sponge that I use. They fluff up really big and they're super inexpensive on Amazon. Um, and then when it comes to getting even more coverage, you can use a powder foundation, which will help with more coverage.
Okay.
And you can use a powder puff. So any velour puff you can get from like Amazon or whatever, but I love the Laura Mercier puff. I think it really helps with pressing in powder into the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And once you press it into the skin, you'll like roll it on the skin like this with your powder puff. It kind of just like locks everything in and it creates a very flawless blurred finish.
I love this. I love this so much. Like, I'm definitely going to watch your classes because I need to know more about this. It's just awesome. Is there a drugstore product that you just love that, like, is a hidden gem?
It's not so hidden, but I've been using this for as long as I can remember. The voluminous L'Oreal mascara,
Okay. Is that your
like a
go to?
waterproof. I've literally never changed mascaras. Like it's my only mascara that I've ever used for my clients.
It's amazing. I'm like eating this up. Okay. Also, being over 40, one thing that you get is like I say, I don't even have crow's feet. I have a crow's nest under my eyes. The makeup is constantly getting in there. How do you stop that from happening?
So really anybody who tells you like there's a magic product or a magic anything is lying to you or they're selling you something. I think that once we have lines, like I have a lot of clients who are like, I have smile lines. And I'm like, that's amazing. Like that's great. It's good. It's good to have a smile line and it's okay.
Yeah, until you look
It's
like a marionette though, which like I tend to because it sits in there and I'm like,
I love you. I think you look like an actual porcelain doll.
that's very
So
nice.
whatever you're doing is working for you.
Well, I think it's also the lighting and like all like there are some camera tricks, but thank you.
There
I
are
appreciate
camera
that.
tricks, but I think that like not building a lot of product, you can't get rid of lines, right? I mean, unless you're doing like a Botox or I don't personally believe in filler under the eyes, but like,
Yes.
you can, there's other things you can do besides for makeup. And I don't think people like hearing that. I think they want to just go, to the pharmacy and pick up whatever they can pick up or to the department store and pick something up. But at the end of the day, like lines are lines and they're not going to go away. You can hydrate them and you can kind of mask things, but you're not going to get rid of something entirely using makeup. A good trick to help with not showing as much would be hydrating prior. So like I love the Kiehl's creamy avocado eye cream.
We have to link all this. Do you have like a Amazon shop or something like that?
I don't. I keep telling Lucy I don't know how to do that. Like I'm
We
so
have to get that done for
not
you, like
a
yesterday.
millennial. I know. I'm gonna ask Ben to do it for me. I keep telling Lucy about
Yes,
it.
producer Ren. Producer Ren will definitely know. He saves the day so many times. But yes, you need that because I will just like go on there and go click, 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 click. Like don't take out the guesswork. I will get everything that you say, and then you get a little bit of a kickback, and it's
Hold
such a
on,
good
Lucy
idea.
just texted me. I'm like she's probably like, "What are you saying?
She's,
Wait, we have one. We have one."
she's
Let's
like,
check
oh my
out
gosh,
right
that's
now.
amazing. Okay, so you do have them. We will be sharing that link, Lucy. So don't you worry. Everyone's going to know about it. Okay, that's great. See, you have a team that's trusted. If you were like in the know constantly, it's impossible. Your brand is huge. How are you supposed to know everything? And you are there to be the talent. So it's all good. I love that. Okay, I'm going to definitely go on there, and I hope the Kiehl's is on there for sure.
Well,
What?
now it has to be. We're gonna make sure it's on there.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what do you think about celebrity makeup brands?
My first encounter with like a celebrity makeup brand was Fenty. And I was like, oh, what is this Fenty? Like, I can't with another celebrity making a line of something. And let me tell you something. She has the most extensive shade range of foundations I've ever seen in my whole life. They last amazing. Like these girls they're stepping it up. And I'm not mad at it at all.
That's so good. Okay, but does part of you are you like, why are you a makeup expert now, Rihanna or whoever it is that like, or Hailey Bieber? Like all of a sudden you're like this expert in this field when you've been in this world for 20 years. Does it make you like a little annoyed?
No, and I'll tell you why, because I've consulted for a lot of different brands in my career, and I've consulted for brands of God bless men who have no idea what certain brush names are. They're like, this is called an oval brush. And I'm like, why? It's angled. And they're like, is it? And I'm like, yes, it's literally on an angle. What do you mean? So, coming from that and seeing that there are just businessmen who want to make the money, which is again totally fine. Like, do you boo? You can get the money, get it. But there are other people like Hailey Bieber or like Rihanna who've gotten their makeup done for 20 plus years professionally, who maybe know a little bit more or, want to see a product out there that they haven't seen yet. So it doesn't bother me at all.
That's true.
I
Do
say
you?
go for it. I say make your money, sister, and make a good product, and then you'll make your money. And why not?
Well, I think that's one of the best things about you is that you're not in it. You understand that everyone can play nice in the sandbox together. Do you have friends that are makeup
100%.
artists that you like refer to and
Kidding. My best friend Katie Novas, love of my life, and we work on a lot of the same clients together. When I can't do a client or she can do a client, we're always giving to each other.
I love that. That's so nice.
Yeah,
And do you guys like share tips and tricks and all of that?
always.
Do you
Yeah, we'll
ever
go
feel
shopping.
like
We go shopping together for makeup, or like we go to the art store together.
that must be like the most fun ever? Like you're having a full on like play date with your friend and like getting to play in these different things. Do you have your tried and true products in your kit or do you switch it up?
I do have a lot of tried and true products for sure.
What are they? And are they in? I'll bet you they're in the shop. Lucy, are they in the shop?
Lucy, are they? She's texting me now. She's like, mention your favorite blah. Let's see what she
Yes.
says now.
Yes.
Okay, so my favorite stuff that like can be purchased on a normal from like a normal client. God, I love Makeup Forever. The artist pencils are my favorite.
Okay. Is that lip or eye?
So they're actually both.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
can use
safe
them.
to use it on your eye and then your mouth? Like,
I would not
okay.
personally, but
Okay.
if you see a color that you're like, and then you're like, oh, that's a good eyeliner or that's a good lip liner, like stick with it.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, Makeup Forever is having a big sale now, 50% off, I think.
Amazing.
For Yeah, so try that because they're closing the store in New York. They're closing their.
Their flagship, like, main brick and mortar? Why? I
Oh,
wonder.
I don't know. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, no, it's not a great thing. They're not like, we're doing so well,
Really
let's
not
just
great.
close the store. No, but like I feel like
Listen, there's people are buying online now, so it's not so crazy to hear that flag. Nars closed in Soho on Prince Street. Also,
yeah.
people are doing their purchasing online, and it's a little bit of an end of an era. But there's those. I love the makeup by Mario.
Yes.
Um, his lip liners are amazing.
What's your favorite
Charlotte
foundation?
Tilbury foundation. So I love lately. I've been working with RCMA.
Okay. What's the I've never heard of that.
I know I was gonna say it's not really like a very well known brand. It's kind of like a stage makeup,
Okay.
but it's incredible. Like one of my favorite. It's such an extensive shade range. I love also the Fenty for their Pro Filter foundation. If you live in Florida, you might love that too because it literally just you don't get a lot of playtime with it, but
Uh-huh.
once it dries down, you're like locked and loaded.
Okay. That's amazing. Do you use your hands to get the foundation? Like I've heard, okay. Because I've heard makeup artists say like, I want to feel it go into the skin. That's not a thing.
For me, it's not. I'm not ever gonna like put down another artist for how they're gonna work because I don't think it's like fair to, an artist is still an artist, right? Monet is still an artist and Van Gogh is an artist and one's not better than the other. They're just different, right?
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. Again, so good. So good in the sandbox. I love it. Okay. I have
I don't like I think your own fingers, you're like breaking down the product with your natural oils in your skin. So like I would never want to break down more of the product. I'd rather you break it down
Yeah, that makes
with
total
your skin.
sense. Plus the bacteria. Speaking of bacteria, I know that in your professional world, you are so crazy about making sure everything's sterile and not making sure everything's clean. In your personal life, though, how much do you wash your brushes?
I don't wear makeup, so I don't ever wash my
Oh,
brushes.
boom, fine. Okay. In realistic worlds, because if you did one of those studies on like a petri dish with my makeup brushes, it wouldn't be very good. So how
You
often should
gotta
we be
wash
doing
them.
it? But how
Listen, like
often?
I think like I hate to say every day you gotta, but like at least you gotta clean your stuff, especially if you're dealing with like issues in your skin. If you're having acne or you're seeing like breakouts here and there, like 100% keep washing your brushes, and it doesn't take that long. If you buy the pawpaw blenders that I love, which I'll
Okay.
link in our Amazon store that doesn't exist,
Yes. Yes.
they come six in a bag. They're super inexpensive, and you can like let's say you wet one of them and then you don't have time to wash it, take the second one out of the bag, wash that, wet that one, and then you'll wash the first one in a couple days from now or whatever.
Okay. All
But if
right.
you start off with a good base, then you're going to get a better result, both physically, how you look, and later on with how your skin is going to react.
It's true. I used to say though, I wish that a store would have a service where they just wash your brushes because I'm like, you
I
gotta hang
always
them
wash my friends'
properly.
brushes.
Okay,
Yes.
what product do you use? Is there like a secret to this?
Dr. Bronner's Castile soap is my number one.
Okay, so how do you do? Like, can you take me through the process?
Yes. Okay. So Sigma, the beauty brand. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sigma. They have brushes.
Yes, yes.
They're known for their brushes. So they have this mat. It's like a silicone hot pink. I don't know if it comes in different colors. So mine is hot pink. And it's basically a silicone mat that has different types of like ridging and some different textures all over the mat. So you can, wash bigger brushes. And what I do is I'll just put a little bit of the Dr. Bronner's onto the brush. You don't need a lot. This stuff is super concentrated. Even on the bottle, it says you can put like a couple of drops in a giant bucket of water and mop the floors with it. You can wash your dog with it. You can wash your hands with it, your face, your body. Um, I actually put it in my soap containers that are like foaming hand wash, and I'll mix it with water and use that as like hand soap.
That's a hot tip. Okay, keep going on the brushes though. I love that.
So you put a little bit on your like on your hand. I use gloves obviously, and then I'll swirl the product into the brush, and then I'll use the mat to kind of release any product that's really built into the brushes. For me, product doesn't build up as quickly because I'm consistently washing my brushes. But for somebody who's not as diligent with washing their brushes, you might like see a lot of things come out of your brush that you're like, oh Lord, like that needs holy water,
Yes,
like
yes.
that needs the Lord. That brush
Yes.
needs
Yes.
to
That
be
Lord that
burnt.
Lord that brush needs Jesus. Yes, for
It
sure.
needs
Yes.
Jesus. I've seen some brushes where I'm like, "Ooh, okay."
You're like, just throw this one out. Start all over. It can't be
Just
saved. It can't be
burn it. You
saved.
can't even throw it in the garbage. It's gonna come back in your closet in the middle of the night and like pop out and scare you.
Yes. Yes. You're like, there's a small country living in that brush. How do you dry them though? Do you put them upside down? I've seen people do that. I'm like, I think
Yes.
that's the part that's the
And that's
hardest.
where Sigma comes through again. Sigma has
Okay.
a dry tower that's patented to Sigma, and it's basically like a tower that has elastic bands all around it. So there's a big tower and a small tower, obviously face and then eye, and you can slide the brushes up through the tower, and the elastic keeps the bristles all together. So once it dries down again after you wash them, they kind of it looks like you just bought it. Like the integrity of the brush stays the same throughout the course of its life because you're drying it upside down so that no water is getting into the base of the brush, loosening up the bristles, getting bacteria in there, and you're also holding the brushes together with that elastic band. So the bristles, I mean, together. So when you take it out, it's literally as you bought the brush.
I love this. And because that's one of the things, like when you're done washing it, it's all frayed and a mess. So I'm like, now I just have to get all new ones. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to get better at washing my brushes. And you've just changed my life. So thank you. And hopefully my skin as well.
Anytime.
Because yeah, it's gross. I love it. I love all of your tips. I want to ask you before we go, the world of AI and filters is just taking off in such a crazy way. How is that affecting the makeup industry?
To me, I try not to let it get to me because I feel like the people that really work on their craft and know how to glam. I always say, like, for me, I look at people as through a lens. Like, I'm looking at people through what I think a camera's gonna pick up. So I like to say that at the end of the day, somebody can, and somebody, maybe clients are not as educated on what's AI and what's not AI. I
Yep.
think as any makeup artist, as professional, will know right away what's an AI photo. You can kind of tell right off the bat to me. But again, like, once, if you have that service done and you have that makeup artist that you hired that has AI photos or filtered photos, you're going to find out in an hour and a half if those photos are filtered or not. You're
Yeah.
going to know when you see yourself in the mirror, in a photo, in real life, having comments from your friends and family. You're going to know. You're not going to know.
Yes, and then my thing is always like, you're gonna have to keep up with that. So you're gonna filter every single time you are captured on camera. Like, that is not sustainable. Like, the jig is gonna be up at some point. It's so
I
true.
always say you can't Photoshop a Getty image. You
No, you
can't.
can't. You can't. And I could only imagine, especially because like they get the different angles and like it's got to be so hard for you to like make sure that everything gets done properly. Has there ever been a moment where a client has like you've done their makeup and then they've messed it up and you're like, I hate that
Oh,
my name's
yes.
on that. How do you handle that? Or you like tell them someone else did it?
I've had in the past when I was much younger that, people would be like, "Oh, I want more bronzer," and I'll be like, "Well, you know, you have like a chest showing, so unless we take bronzer everywhere, you're not going to look normal. You look like
Yes.
I did in
You look like
like fourth
tan
grade."
mom. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I mean, at least Tan Mom has consistency throughout
That's true.
the whole
It's true. It's one palette. Yes.
the one palette of like burnt pancake.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's happened before. And again, in my youth, right now in my career and in my life, I find myself to be very communicative when it comes to clients and like letting people know, reading cues and saying, I'm not leaving until you feel 1,000% happy, and you're not going to offend me if you want to change something, because I know my work is there.
I love that. I love that. I
There are
feel
some people that you're not going to please, right? You're not going to make everybody happy. I'm not a jar of Nutella.
that's right. I love that. You're not a jar of Nutella. I'm going to use that over and over. I'll promise I'll give you credit. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. You are just so incredible. I love hearing your story and how much of a hard worker and hustler you are. So inspiring. What is next for you? What is next for Glossip Girl? Tell me all the things.
I think just going into more education. I love mothering younger artists. I wish I had a me growing up at this stage of my life. And I'm very comfortable with my work, with my business, and with myself as a person to be able to do that, which I think is a feat in itself, because there was a time in my life where I would never give a class, never, you know, speak about my, my tips or my tricks, or, keep everything really secret. But I think now in my life, I'm so comfortable with where I've gotten and where I know I can go, that I'm so open about it. And I think that's a blessing in itself.
Oh, I love that so much. Where can people get in touch with you if they want to get their makeup done or if they want to ask you some questions?
They can like either DM or email Lucy, Mia, myself.
I love it. And we are going to post all the links, Lucy, I promise. We will get them all on there. Thank you so much, Judi. It was so nice to speak to you. I had so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And then the next time I'm in Palm Beach, I got you, girl. I'm coming in. We're
Yes,
gonna do a glam.
please. Yes, 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 yes. I'll just happen to drop when my son's bar mitzvah is, so I'll let you know.
Oh my God, let me know. I love bar mitzvahs.
Yes. Okay. Mazel's all around. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Shut Up, Tell Me More. You can find us on Instagram at Shut Up, Tell Me More. Remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, go to the show page and click the follow plus sign. If you listen on Spotify, click the follow button. You can also find us on YouTube. You'll automatically receive new episodes as they come out, as well as updates. Doing this also helps me algorithm land, so thanks in advance. Lastly, give me a 5-star review, and I'll be so, so grateful. See you in the next one.